The Manchester Music Trail, this is something that I found on the Visit Manchester website. It's a self-guided walking tour, comes with a map. It takes in about 15 musical sites around Manchester. And what I liked about it was such a great mix of new and old venues, legendary and not so legendary. And it kind of showcases the architecture of Manchester as well.
Yeah, because I think one of the interesting aspects of the venues, and there are loads of venues in the city, aren't there, as well, is that how they use existing spaces in many cases as well, and just adapt them rather than just building something. I mean, there are examples of brand new purpose-built venues, Co-op Live being the most recent example, but there are many others where they just take an existing space and turn it into something new.
Yes, and that brings us on to the first location, which is right behind us, Mayfield Depot, or if you're a little trendier, Depot Mayfield. So Mayfield Depot, a little bit of history. So it was built in 1910. This is usually your thing, Neil, but built in 1910.
Not my period.
Not your period, sorry. As a kind of overflow to Manchester Piccadilly train station just behind it. I think it went on till about 1960. Royal Mail took it on until kind of the mid-80s, lay derelict for some time, and then eventually was converted into this kind of multi-venue space with a bar, which we might take a look in a minute, and it hosts some really big acts, the likes of Chemical Brothers, Fortet. I'm sure he's played there.
Yeah, probably has. Three Tet did as well.
Yeah.
Orbital, they played here.
Let me consult my notes. Not on my list. The likes of Bicep, heard of them?
No.
Aphex Twin you must have heard of. Yeah. Anyway, I've looked at the upcoming acts, and we've got the likes of Left Field coming up on a Halloween bangers night, if that's what it's called.
Okay.
Won't be going there myself.
No.
Who else is playing soon? We've got Over Mono earlier in October as well. So, yeah, lots to look forward to. On the approach to Mayfield Depot, or Depot Mayfield, there's quite an important pub.
Star and Garter.
And then just behind the Star and Garter, you've got the Ian Curtis mural, haven't you?
Yes.
Which is quite an important landmark around here. One of the reasons my walking tour took so long is I think I didn't plan the route particularly well. It was a bit of almost like a disorganised pub crawl in the end. I was all over the place. So we'll go through the list in the order I visited them. After I went to Mayfield Depot, I then went on to the Northern Quarter.
Okay.
So somewhere I'd never visited before.
Where was that?
But it was somewhere called Aatma.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this place?
No.
Well, to be quite honest, I wasn't sure where it was even when I got there.
Yeah, I'd seen it on the list, but I had no idea where it was.
It was kind of a back street. I kind of walked down an alley, very dark alley. I had to leave my gear at the end. There was a cleaner mopping up the night before.
Okay.
I wasn't quite sure what door it was. On the trail spiel, it does say it has a dive bar charm. So I think it definitely had a dive bar charm when I visited on a Sunday morning after the night before.
It has an A&E charm.
Yeah, maybe.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah. The next venue I visited was also in the Northern Quarter. It was called Soup. Now, have you heard of Soup?
I have. Has it changed its name? It used to be the Soup Kitchen.
Yes, absolutely. It used to be the Soup Kitchen. It's been going for about 15 years now. Blend of a cafe and bar. Has underground music nights. Have you been there yourself, or?
If you remember the Soup Kitchen, you've never been there.
Yeah. Well,
so no, I don't know. I may have been.
Well, apparently the basement is an amazing sound system, and there are reports that it's a bit smelly. Now, that may sound similar to another basement that you know of. Great sound system, gets a bit smelly towards the end of the night.
Oh, your basement.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has a certain odour, doesn't it, as well?
Yeah.
But, it's a very good sound system.
Yeah. So that was Soup. After Soup, I went on to Night and Day. What do you know about Night and Day?
Night and Day is, I'm not sure I can say this, it's the worst venue I've ever been to.
It's the worst venue you've ever been to.
Yeah. So I went to see, early this year, Swim Deep, Birmingham band. Their latest album was produced by Bill Ryder Jones, and he was playing guitar with them.
Yeah.
And they were really good. But why was it bad? Because just its layout, that people just kept walking in front of the stage, going to the loo. They were bashing me to get there. The acoustics weren't great.
Yeah.
And I know it's a legendary venue that loads of bands have played at on their way up or down, as it may be. I left it thinking, I just didn't like it. It didn't work for me. I'm sure some people loved it because thought it was quite easy going. But I'd gone to watch a band play in a small venue, and I felt I was distracted by people talking, by people walking. The side of the stage took you down to the gents. It was a really odd layout, and I didn't like it. With all apologies in the world to the owners of Night and Day, it just wasn't one for me.
So how long ago was that, Neil? Maybe
Early this year. So,
well, interested to get viewers' feedback on whether they've had a similar experience.
I have had similar experience from a fellow member of Vinyl Club, who was also known for not holding back on his views and has exactly the same opinion.
Right. Well, it's been a while since I've been there, I must admit, so I would like to reserve comment myself.
We don't need to. I told you it's like. It's fine.
But Neil, it serves great food, doesn't it? I believe they do a great full English breakfast that's served till quite late. One of those all-day breakfasts.
I don't know. I mean, Co-op Live serves great cheese toasters, apparently. But, you know,
are you into an all-day breakfast, Neil? Do you like the concept?
No, really, not really.
No. Where does it leave brunch?
Yeah. It's a start about 11:30.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
So on to the next venue, which was Band on the Wall, and we're not going to do justice to the history of Band on the Wall here. It's had some great acts over the years, and who have you seen there?
First, I haven't seen loads there actually. I went to see George the Poet play there several years ago, and he had keyboard player, drums, and obviously his book of poetry. It was really good, actually. It was really good. And then we went to see Slow Pulp, an American band, early this year, end of last year. They were great there. And of course, we went there to see Lawrence and Maxwell, didn't we?
We did at the Manchester Folk Festival this year.
We did, and that was terrific.
That was great.
There's a great atmosphere there. There's you can sit upstairs if you want, but they've also got the side venue as well, haven't they? Went to see a folk singer, Hannah Scott, about a year or so ago in there. It's a Saturday lunchtime gig, which was lovely, and they got a great bar as well. So it's a great venue actually. Band on the Wall. Yeah,
and I was flicking through acts that are coming up soon, and one that caught my eye was Martin Stevenson and the Dainties. They are touring as part of the 40th anniversary of their album Boat to Bolivia, which we talked about we talked about off camera in our previous episode with Martin McAloon, and he actually gets a credit on that album, doesn't he?
Does he for driving?
For driving the band to, I think it was to Liverpool for the episode of The Tube. But it is written on the album. And also, Paddy McAloon has an association with that album as well. So Paddy not only played harmonica on one of the tracks on the album, but he produced one of the tracks, an early version of one of the tracks on the album, which appeared on an NME mixtape.
That's interesting, because one of the things I kind of alluded to was about whether there was a Northeast or Newcastle specific music scene, and Martin didn't seem to think there was. But actually, I think the more we spoke about it, the more it seemed there probably was quite a close-knit scene.
That's right. And both bands were on kitchenware, so
Yes,
there had to be association.
So are you going to that?
I will be, if you fancy joining me.
Yeah, I might do actually.
Yeah. So next up, I went to New Century Hall, which is a bit of a cultural landmark in the city, built in the 60s, kind of a modernist architecture. And I think they've got food cellars in the ground floor, and you've got a springy dance floor as well.
Yeah, it's part of a redeveloped part of the city. They keep renaming, don't they, zones as well. I can't remember what that one's called. But this, I think, is... If I say it's my favourite venue in the city, I'm bound to come up with another one to replace it. But yeah, Hendrix played there in the 60s. It has the air of a venue that probably was down on its luck bingo hall in the 70s or 80s. I don't know if it was, but it's just been beautifully restored. And the sound quality is great. There's a nice wide stage as well, which isn't that common for venues of that size. It's about 1,100 capacity, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
So you feel as though bands can really explore it. They can have a big setup. Yeah, I think it's a great one. I've seen there. I've seen Lemon Twigs there.
Yeah.
They're terrific. Bill Ryder Jones saw at the start of his tour for his most recent album. Sounds a long time ago, actually, that one. And again, he had quite a large band. It wasn't an enormous band, but with keyboards, drums, a couple of guitars, bass, cello. They weren't on top of each other as well, and there was a great sound. And what's interesting about that gig, apart from the fact it was seated, and when I was talking to Paul from Vinyl Club, we were told in no uncertain terms by a security guard we had to sit down. Nobody even started playing at that point. But Andy Burnham was there.
Oh, really? Oh.
And he tried to push in front of me at the bar.
So what did you do to
One thing I'm known for is abject bar presence, unless there is a mayor of a metropolitan city and an ex-cabinet minister trying to get in front of me.
And I was looking at the upcoming acts. Dirty Three are playing there in December. Quite going to see them. The Australian trio.
And Fairport Convention, I think, are playing there as part of the folk festival.
They are, and we'll be covering that again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed, but yeah, I think we will be. Yeah.
If we get invited
we
back.
will get invited back, yeah.
Next up was a venue that wasn't actually there anymore, but I went to the site of it. The Magic Village. Have you heard of the Magic Village?
No.
So it's a bit of a legendary venue, which is no longer there, as I say, on the side of Broadley where the Arndale shopping centre is. It was a bit of a psychedelic hub at one point. The likes of Pink Floyd went there.
Paul Daniels.
No,
the
Paul Daniels.
Soprendo.
Fairport Convention, as we're talking about. Captain Beefheart.
Okay, really?
It wasn't around for very long, but during that period, it was quite an important venue of the city. Yeah.
So when did that close down?
I think it was late 60s. Yeah.
And this is an obvious joke, but it wasn't as though it disappeared and was meant to come back, but just didn't, because they got the trick wrong.
Who knows?
Okay.
It may have turned into the Arndale.
That's quite cool, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I wasn't quite sure where the actual site was. I wandered up and down Market Street for some time looking for some kind of blue plaque, but couldn't find anything.
Okay, so you liked it, but not a lot.
So next up wasn't actually on the tour, but I was walking past it, so I thought I'd just drop in Aviva Studios. So quite a new venue, not been around too long, but incredible building, and inside it's kind of, that sort of venue is quite an intimate atmosphere, isn't it?
I should know, but don't know. I've never been. I mean, everyone says it's brilliant.
Yeah.
But I haven't been yet. I don't know why. Well, probably because there's no one there I want to go and see. But yeah, everyone speaks very highly about it.
Right. Yeah. I went to see Aru Jaftab earlier in the year.
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
it last year? Yeah, but
And
she
it's
was
on the
amazing.
site of the old Granada Studios, or round there, isn't it? Yeah,
round about there. Yeah. Gigs next year. I just spot a Big Thief are playing there.
Okay.
Tickets on sale soon, so might
Go
want
down and
to
watch it.
Yeah. So next on the list was a mill, and we do like our mills. We've been to Lee Mill. This one's called Islington Mill. And although this is called the Manchester Music Trail, this was in Salford, which is clearly not Manchester. But there was a lovely area of redevelopment on the approach to this mill, running alongside a canal, which will go down well with our gongoozlers. Is that the right word?
What we said.
Mentioned before. We've had a lot of canals as well as mills.
Yeah.
A gongoozler is somebody who likes watching activity on a canal. Is that right? Yeah, but there wasn't much activity going on the canal, I have to say. There was a bit of sunbathing going on by the side of the canal.
And why not?
A few birds
Swimming
across
the canal. And
is
it rehearsal rooms, Islington Mill, or is it a studio?
Well, it's lots of small rooms which are rented out to various artists, not just for rehearsal, just kind of a hub, really.
Because I could be wrong. It's not stopped me from taking a fly in the past, but I think that W.H. Lung have recorded at least one of their albums or are based there for rehearsal.
Yes, I think you're right. But there is a band we have mentioned in a previous episode, actually at Lee Mill, a band called Gnod.
Yeah.
So they're kind of a drone experimental band who are based there, and someone called Marlene Ribeiro was a member. If you recall, I bought one of her albums when we visited Sticky Black Tarmac, didn't we? A recommendation by Brandon.
Indeed.
So she came across from Portugal to Manchester and then ended up working with Gnod for a while, left the band and then recorded the album I bought. And I think she's just released another album recently. So a bit of a link there. But it was very quiet when I visited, I have to say. It was early Sunday morning. Couldn't see much sign of any activity. Had a little walk around the courtyard. But it looks like an interesting place. It's good to see a mill that's been put to good use, something other than apartments, isn't it?
Yeah, it's creating something.
It is,
It's creating something, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah. And then on to another legendary music venue, the Boardwalk. So this is now converted into offices. Well, I hope it's offices, because I got my selfie stick out and was putting it up near the windows, so I hope it wasn't flats. Apologies to anybody on that Sunday morning if you saw a camera poking through your window.
It's Gary again.
Anyway, it's got a blue plaque on the side of it.
Has it?
It has, yeah. The blue plaque on the wall outside has an inscription on it with a yellow smiley. This venue launched the careers of the likes of the Stone Roses, which we've covered on a previous episode, Oasis as well, and no doubt Oasis fans made a pilgrimage on the latest tour.
Yeah, they probably didn't, did they?
Probably not.
No.
So next up was the Albert Hall. So that was originally a Methodist church, opened in the early 20th century.
Yeah. I think it's a fascinating venue for the interior of it, and again the upstairs downstairs. But I always think it creates a different dynamic, doesn't it?
That's
as
right.
well.
Yeah.
It's quite. I'll say it's untouched because obviously a Methodist church wouldn't have had a bar, but they've not done a huge amount to gentrify or polish it up downstairs, have they at all? Indeed, upstairs. Do you like the Albert Hall?
Yeah, I don't mind it actually. I quite like that seated horseshoe gallery at the top. That if you like sitting down like me at our age, it's quite pleasant. Nice view. Sounds okay. I saw Go-Go Penguin there a year or two ago, who were amazing. And when I was visiting recently for the tour, I saw a flyer for Go-Go Penguin, who are performing later this year. And I don't know if you've heard their new album, but it is it's brilliant. Brilliant. It's going to be in my top 10, I think, for the year.
Yeah, when did I go? I went early this year to see Sharon Van Etten. And her band, they were fantastic.
And then I went just across the road to the Free Trade Hall, which has got a bit of history, and I'm sure you're desperate to talk about the repeal of the Corn Laws and Peterloo Massacre at this point.
I don't think anybody really cares about the Corn Laws.
Probably not.
But obviously, founding place of free trade, very close to the site of the Peterloo Massacre in 1819. But musically, it is legendary.
A small concert took place.
Well, there's a couple, isn't there? Because there's a free trade hall and there's a lesser free trade hall, which are in the same venue, aren't they?
That's right. Not anymore, though. It's a hotel before people.
The Radisson
make a
Edwardian,
trip.
aren't they? Yeah. I don't know if there's a plaque inside it. I've never been.
I think we need to explore that for the channel, don't we?
We do. But obviously, I'm going to pick one of two or three. It must have been 65. Dylan did his tour. Well, actually, the band were backing him, most of the band, and he came out for the second half and went electric. And people obviously knew he was going to do this. They're very cross, and somebody shouted out Judas at him. Now, the thing I remember about that is not just its significance with sort of musical history, but the guy who shouted it went to Keele University, and I went to Keele as well.
Right.
So there's a nice little link there as well, and we're folk purists down in North Staffordshire, and then of course, how many years? 11 years later, or so.
Yeah.
The Sex Pistols played, didn't they?
1976.
Yeah.
At
the Lesser Free Trade Hall.
Lesser Free Trade Hall, and
Was it 12 people attended, and they all went away and formed a band?
That's right. Yeah.
That's as depicted in the film 24 Hour Party People.
That's right, yes. So definitely worth a little trip, even though it's a hotel now. It is a big historical venue in Manchester. So the next place I kind of knew about and didn't know about. It's called Legend, or was called Legend. Have you heard of this?
Sounds like a dodgy 80s club, doesn't it, really?
Well, you say that because it did end up being a bit of a dodgy club. So it started off as quite a cool club.
Okay.
In fact, it was a bit of a precursor to the Hacienda. And then it kind of slid into kind of a bad indie club. It was renamed Fifth Avenue. I don't know if
Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad indie club. It was a great club.
Oh, well.
It was I loved Fifth Avenue.
Did you?
I did love Fifth Avenue. The last time I went was on my I'd like to say 30th rather than 40th birthday. I think it had to be my 30th birthday. And at that point, I realised, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
This is like the Wonder Years. The summer I went from being a boy to a man was that evening. I realised that was it. I'm not going again.
Yeah, I attended Fifth Avenue many a time. I can't remember too much about it, which probably explains how good it was, how bad it was.
Because you had Fifth Avenue and you had what is now 42s, but was then 42nd Street on Bootle Street.
Yeah, different location.
It was, yeah, but they were
kind of the
same, over the indie
kind of crowd. That's right.
I thought it was better though. Fifth Avenue, I thought was.
I think it was. Yeah, and later became Fifth. I think they dropped the Avenue. Later became Fifth, and then it got killed.
Great piece of rebranding.
Yeah,
it's cost a fortune to.
Yeah,
and
I think it closed just after COVID. COVID killed it off, unfortunately. But we're going to take a bit of a walk in a minute, aren't we? And we'll walk past the site of Fifth, and you can relive some of those memories.
It was a great club.
And capture them on camera.
Just memories are flooding back. Maybe that will be for a bonus episode that people subscribe for.
So next up, I went to Yes, which is just down the road from Legend, or where Legend was. So this opened in 2018, coming up to its 7th anniversary now, and it's a great music venue in the heart of Manchester, just off Oxford Road.
So I think they've got a couple of.
Well, it's set. It's set over 4 floors, and the floors are marked on the side of the building, just for the avoidance of any doubt which floor you want to head for.
The one that you've fallen out of, to let you know. Just you plummet down. Okay. Yeah. Nearly at the bottom. There's 2. And have you seen anyone there?
I haven't. No. But I think you're going to see the House of All, aren't you, there?
We are in November with a couple of friends who are coming up, Nick and Lee. We are going to see House of All, obviously with Paul Hanley as one of the drummers.
And we interviewed him on an earlier episode.
We did. But I went to see a band there early this year, and I'm going to sound quite curmudgeonly now, but it was. I'm not going to name the group because it's rare I come out of a group thinking that was bloody rubbish, but they were bloody rubbish. And what made it worse is that somebody was trying to pick a fight with me. Now, I mean, if you come out for a Friday night to see a band and you think your idea of fun is picking on some, I won't say my age, you can guess it, put it in the comments maybe, but it's old and I look. And I know that I'm quite tall, but I wasn't standing near the front, and these little guys just prodding me towards the end to say, "Oh, move," and it's like, "Well, you move, it's not fall. I'm just stood here," and it was really unpleasant actually, and it ruined what was already a pretty so gig.
Well, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's unnecessary aggro.
Yeah,
it's
you don't want that.
That's the lesson, kids. We don't need unnecessary aggro.
Yeah.
Or any aggro, really, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's also, of course, opposite another legendary Manchester venue, the home of Factory Records.
It is, and we'll
It's a
probably walk past there.
nightclub called Factory.
Featured on an earlier episode as well.
Indeed. So if you are 17, 18, 19 years old, it's kind of compulsory that you go to Factory. Any older than that, give it a wide berth, so I'm told.
And that brings me to the last venue on the music trail, and that is the Deaf Institute.
Oh,
Do you know anything about the Deaf Institute?
Well, yeah, because we went to see the highly controversial, at the time, American band Black Lips.
We did,
Who'd just been deported from India, I believe.
Yes.
And yeah, they were sort of one of those bands that would appear on one of those Nuggets compilations, weren't they, as well?
Yeah.
But it's like bank seating at the back, as though it's like an assembly hall,
That's
isn't
right,
it?
yeah.
And it was wallpapered. Lovely venue, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And it originally was a deaf and dumb institute, is that right? Where got its
Apparently it
name
was,
from?
yeah, it is. Yeah. It's a beautiful building.
It is a beautiful building. I got great footage from outside, as you'll see.
Very good.
Yeah. So that brought me to the end of the tour, and I have to say, it was a varied selection of venues across such a wide period, past and present. And what struck me along the way was there's so many other great venues and places to explore. To pick 15, it's just the tip of the iceberg, really.
Yeah, and I think there's some. I'd be curious to understand the selection process because I think there's some notable omissions as far as venues are concerned. I mean, Academy 2, it's a great one there, and also other sites associated with Manchester's musical history that are not represented in it as well, which hopefully we could.
Yeah. Perhaps we could do a 4 tracks good music trail. What do you think?
A potted one, or the one that's missed, the things they missed from this tour.
I think so.
I
yes.
would say.
Yeah.
I think
you could even create a little map for people to download and print off.
Get colouring and do that as well. Yeah.
Look forward to
And
it.
we've talked before about you took Whitworth Street, for example.
Yeah.
There's a huge number of. There's even a nightclub there that I think you fell over, or was it I fell over?
Both fell over.
I
and
fell
I think,
over. Yeah. Long time
You're always
ago.
falling over. Let's face
That's
it.
true. that is well. Yeah, that's like I'm afflicted. You can't mock the afflicted. That's really bad, isn't it? It's like as bad as my family in holiday were trying to get me to eat ice cream with a spoon from a cup, knowing I couldn't do it, and they filmed it. Really, really cruel.
Oh, that's cruel.
Seriously. I think that'd be a good idea. I think that'd be, and again, it's one of those things that if people watching this, if there's anybody left watching it, and there are sites associated with music in the city that we've not mentioned, let us know. I think it'd be good if they weren't your classic sort of Manchester ones as well, and not maybe just some of the because we didn't mention Dry Bar, which is in there as well, and some of the factory related sites.
Yeah,
if they were pretty iconic and esoteric, I think the better, really.
I think so. Yeah, and we'll put something together. I look
that'd
forward
be
to
great.
doing that.
That'd be good. A lot of
But
fun.
in the meantime, if you'd like to walk the Manchester Music Trail, you can head over to visitmanchester.com, where you'll find the map and a bit of a description of the venues we've just talked about. Hopefully, this has given you a taste of what to expect. It took me 4 hours at a very brisk pace with a little bit of a coffee break. So I'd give yourself a day, certainly not achievable in an evening, but we're going to go and sample the delights of a couple of other venues on that list. Yeah. Hope you've enjoyed it.